Surf's up, it's Mauisnake here, and we're going to be doing the Pick'ems for the Perfect World Shanghai Major opening stage. First things first, the worst team here is Rare Atom. I'm not going to waste anybody's time with this one. They are easily the worst. And now you have three options for who you are going to be picking for your O3 team. I know this has got great potential to blow up in my face when another team actually O3s beyond this, but I'm going to say FlyQuest, Wildcard, and Imperial are probably your possible O3 picks. I've seen too much good stuff from Wildcard for them beating Liquid, the way that they were able to beat Pain, and I feel like Wildcard, they're just capable of beating somebody at this point. That's what I've seen. FlyQuest have one of the worst oppers in the entire stage, so that's a great pick. Honestly, I'd say Kaze and Alistair are probably the worst oppers throughout this whole thing, and because of that, I'm just gonna pick them. Okay, I'm just gonna put them down there. All right, FlyQuest logo nicely fits into the circle, very round. And now let's get into the fun part. Teams that we actually think are going to be advancing through this. Okay, so 3-0 picks. I think this is going to be a little bit surprising. People are aware of my bias when it comes to Big Clan, but I actually will be picking them as the 3-0. Okay, I love what they were doing in the European RMR. Thought that they actually had a really good run of form in terms of individuals that kind of have been shaky. I'm gonna say Searsian was probably overperforming, but like I said, guys, the Toby effect. Do not count out the Toby effect, okay? Ever since he became I guess he's the performance coach for Big in July, he has performed better. I know he had a little bit of a dip in form in the middle of the season, but dude is an RMR slayer, okay? Dude is an RMR slayer. And with a much worse team, this team was one win away from making the playoffs in Rio in 2022. So, I'm going to put Big there. I think Regon is starting to figure things out for himself, too. Now, other 3-0 pick. I have a couple teams that I think are going to make it. I think the Mongols is a good option here in general. I just think they're very consistent. But I think, man, there's some teams here that I just like, okay? And unfortunately with this one, as we remember from the last major, the 3-1-3-2 is just advanced. It's not advanced with the 3-0. You can't overlap these. They need to actually be in the correct positions. And so I'm going to be going through these kind of from least likely to most likely. I just think Imperial almost got lucky to get here. Wildcard, I just don't see them making actually the playoffs. Gamer Legion barely made it. They barely made it, okay? Like, congrats that they did make it, but that was so close, okay? Fnatic, I feel like they really only have two good players right now. I think Blamef and Mattis are solid. I feel like the upgrade in Knock from Afro is good, but it's not great. I think Body is an alright IGL. I just see this team's teamwork crumble in bigger moments too regularly for me to want to pick them. And so teams that I really actually believe in, I will put down more like this. I'll say Complexity, pretty high confidence, even though you guys know that I sometimes just don't pick them to even make it through these kinds of things. But in an opening stage like this, I see it being possible. Cloud9, I think Axile is online. I think Heavy God is good. I think Icy's totally solid. Boomich is still a great in-game leader. Maybe not all the time for this team, but Inters is the worst player for them, for sure, but they're still solid. Passion UA right now is reading to me like the kind of like the Monty of this major, the team that's gone on this incredible 40 maps per month grind ever since they got Fear. I think it's technically 39 if someone wants to hit me with a but actually. But no, I have a lot of weird faith in Passion UA. I feel like Jambo and Jacasmo are probably going to get onto bigger and better teams pretty soon. They might even get bigger contracts. Maybe not Jambo, actually. I think Jacasmo, though, has a really nice future. MIBR, I have a lot of faith in them as well. Liquid as well. MIBR, just feel like that team is improving every single time I watch them with Lukowski. Liquid, I mean, sure, Ultimate's having some troubles against some of the 10 best teams in the world, but teams of this nature, like, I think the highest ranked is probably Furia here on HLTV world ranking. Like, the high world ranking teams here are what? Furia, VP, Liquid, Complexity, the Mongols, maybe Pain. Maybe Pain's got an okay ranking right now, at best. And that's probably it. Yeah. No, I think Ultimate's fine versus practically all these teams. And then it just leaves us with the last team. Okay? This is a little bit of a weird situation because I thought this should be Pain. I feel like just from watching these teams play, I I honestly like Pain more. I really do. I think Pain's actually quite good. I feel like their teamwork is actually really solid. And I think that the problem is that Fury and VP are letting me down based off of name value. But I think I need to be a little bit more objective here and not just do I? Do I though? Do I really need to be more objective? I don't know. I actually just think Pain's okay, let me just give the case for Pain. Okay, NYTHON has been popping the hell off, okay? Snow has been a totally solid piece for this team in kind of like a hybrid role where sometimes he has some decent spots and sometimes he has some less. I guess he has kind of like a mixed bag of positions, and I've kind of gained faith in him in those positions. Because Zera doesn't even really have to be the star player of this team, which I've liked. They can still win off of other people. And now I think it's Kawez. I think he's been popping off for me in the anchor roles. I just think the prep for Pain has gotten really good. And I think that their anchor position players, I think they've kind of built from the outsides where, sure, Big Uzera is supposed to be a star, so is NYTHON. They're actually doing quite well. But then you have their anchor players who are actually doing very well for themselves too. And yeah, this feels a little ridiculous, but I'm going to put Pain over Fury and VP. Yeah, the teamwork on Fury and VP was horrendous. Okay, let's just be honest. Fury barely made it through 3-2. They looked like this was the hardest RMR for them by far. VP, on the other hand, also, yeah, they got through. I think they got through 3-1. But, man, Fame played pretty badly. I'm not sure if he can turn it up against this kind of opposition. Whereas, I just see better win conditions. This feels a little bit narrative driven, but I actually kind of like these teams for who they are. And if I even went further, I'd say the 2-3 teams here are like Fury, VP, and Gamer Legion. The 1-3 teams are Fnatic, Wildcard, and Imperial. Yeah, that's what I would do, guys. Let's see. All right, we're gonna lock it in. As always, being toxic is a choice.